you can provide us a little synopsis here.
Well, there are 15 species of cranes in the world, and the whooping crane is the rarest, and that's our bird. But there are 10 species around the world that are also endangered. And the whooping crane almost became extinct in 1940 when there were only 15 individuals left in the flock that survived. And what was happening to the whooping crane, what happened to the whooping crane is now happening in Africa and Asia to many of the other cranes, as countries like China and India develop so rapidly, and as there are wars like in Afghanistan and Pakistan and Iran that have wiped out some of our cranes, and in Africa where the population is going to double by 2025, the wetlands are being ravished to produce more farmland, and on and on and on. There are all kinds of problems. So we have a small non-profit organization, and our headquarters is just 3 miles from here, and we work all over the world to try to make safe places for the cranes. So a lot of our work is in China and in southern Asian countries where Eugene comes from. There's not so much problem because they're huge spaces.
No, there is a problem.
Russia, I mean, there are problems everywhere, but anyway, they're all relative. So we try to work on these problems.
So how does you're doing captive breeding at the Crane Foundation? You're still doing captive breeding?
We do captive breeding of whooping cranes, and it's through captive breeding that we've been able to reintroduce them into eastern United States. All the birds out there are from birds either produced from birds we released into the wild or birds we released into the wild. Yeah. But we don't do that much captive breeding on the other species of cranes because the big problem is conserving the remaining habitats.
Okay. So their populations are still large enough that...
They're large, they're self-sustaining if we can correct the threat problem.
Okay, great. Well, George, we really appreciate you stopping for a minute and talking to the class.
Well, thanks for